And it looks like we are live, so I'm going to say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are we all doing this fine Monday? I personally am doing a lot better than last week. I'm sure a lot of you, apart from the fact that I kept talking about how sick I was, could tell because my voice was completely fucked. It looks like, for the most part, I'm feeling a lot better. Although I do still have lungs absolutely packed with jam.
I don't know if it's because you're shouting, but your audio sounds crackled.
Does it? It shouldn't. I've replugged them. I'm hoping that it's not all fucked up again.
You're probably just loud.
I am
because
often
I sound
loud.
Really quiet.
You always sound quiet. That's the problem with you. Let me just check. I hate having to check. Because 9 times out of 10, it's fine.
You sound fine now. You've really reduced your volume.
Yes, I am fine. It's not actual crackle. Anyway, who are the dumb disciples? Is it us? I don't know. Are you dumb? Being the master of dumb doesn't mean I require disciples. I just have power over dumb. That's just how it is. Sick, all healthy again. Not really.
Not completely.
I am still very, very gooey, but I'm not absolutely screwed. My turn to be sick. Hi. Oh no. Yeah.
We're giving it all to you now.
I recorded a video today and it wasn't an incredible amount of work. And I also wrote scripts and it didn't take me for fucking ever and feel like I'd done infinite work. So yeah, generally been a lot better. So iffy, not so sick. I mean, basically just not as sick as I was last week, which is, I mean, really, really good. Getting to the age where getting sick is literally the worst fucking thing that can happen to me. It is absolutely goddamn awful. So we're going to have to be more careful in the future. Going to have to avoid all human contact, which, to be fair, I was already trying to do, but, you know, got to cut those ties, nip the family in the bud. But yeah. I'm not sure anyone's particularly well at the minute. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I know that there's some shit going on, but we won't dwell on that. But anybody who's currently in the unfortunate zones, damn, I'm sorry for you. I sound better, thank you. I feel, like I said, I feel a lot better than I was. But yeah, so what have we been up to? What did we miss? What have you been doing?
Wojtek?
What?
I'm not really good at pronouncing those types of names. Hello, he's the first timer, so hello. Don't expect much.
Yeah. Although, some of you will also notice Mrs. Sick is now vocal this week, because she doesn't feel quite as shit as well. So it's all good. Cheers from Sweden. Mrs. is a bit quiet. The problem with Miss Sick is she doesn't talk into her mic. She has it miles away from her and then wonders why no one can hear her. It is.
No, look. Just look.
Okay.
Move your screen. Move your screen out of the way.
There's a screen between us, so I don't have to look at her. That's only half true. Your screen. Yeah, it's absolutely miles away from her.
Oh my god, no!
She doesn't comprehend where a mic is supposed to go in order to be captured properly.
Are you eating the microphone? Is that what you do?
No, it's just next to my face. It is near me. It is in my.
Right next to my face,
it is in my bubble.
If I was to do this.
Expect pain and doom.
I'm curled up now. I'm shrimping.
But
I can move the microphone entirely.
Yeah, just move it closer to your head. That's what I do.
But I can't.
The worst one is my I have 2 sets of microphones, one for the streams, so that me and Mrs. Sick have the exact same microphone for it, and they were relatively cheap. And then I have like a very fancy one for recording my videos properly. And it's such a fucking pain in the ass to get it in just the right place where it will record me properly. And it has to be right next to your head. But you don't talk into it, because if you talk into it, then it pops and hisses. And that's just the worst. Just put a compressor on each microphone. I will put a compressor on you. Take that.
What do you mean a compressor?
I'm not 100% sure what they mean, to be honest. The microphones are... I think they're compressor microphones, but they're fine. They just need to go near her face.
These are stage microphones, aren't they? So they don't pick up sound that's far away.
Yeah, they're okay microphones. They have little USB things on them, so we can do other things for them. And I have an actual I can't think what it's called.
I did have a pop filter, and then it got covered in cat hair.
Yeah, and I keep forgetting that that's happened because she didn't tell me about it, which is always how I get things done. And B,
it's the problem is she'll jump up on me, and then because the microphone is like
I'll compress your face.
It's slightly higher. She goes, "Oh, I could just rub on that."
You are a little boomy sick. I mean that's just
him. He has a boomy voice.
I have a very powerful voice. How do you chat someone in chat on mobile? I think you just write their name with at the start. It's not actually that intuitive or useful. I have a blue snowflake, and I find that that's okay on my PC. Do you mean a snowball? Or is snowflake a new one from them? Like, they're fine. Like, any mic. Like, if we're gonna go...
I found them, because I used to have a snowball, I found it quite tinny.
Yeah. Any microphone that isn't complete fucking trash is the best microphone for the job if you don't want to spend any money. If the microphone you have is complete fucking trash, get a better microphone. There are ways and means of getting some pretty nice sounding ones. One of the ways that I found for absolutely piss all money is find an old Rock Band microphone from the fucking...
Oh yeah, they were really good.
The microphones for Guitar Hero and Rock Band are usually USB, work without drivers, and they're not amazing, but in terms of the pure sound quality that you can get out of them, for the fact that you can get them for basically nothing, is really, really high. One of the first microphones I had for doing any recorded thing was one of those. But you have to stick it right by your fucking face, otherwise you can't hear anything, and it sounds like shit. But I've now found out that that's true of even good stuff.
I have to address some things.
What needs addressing?
So Dick said, "Is your pussy shedding?" Not currently, but thank you for the health check.
You mean the cat? The cat is shedding.
Oh yeah, she's constantly.
She's shedding like fucking crazy at the moment. I was just petting her the other day, and there was basically a second cat next to her after about 2 seconds. And, just go with a megaphone. That's how to do YouTube.
And secondly, he's not boomy. That's the helmet. Yeah, I like that. That's quite accurate.
It's not a boom. It's an echo. But yeah. I'm really, really high. Good for you, JDA. To be honest, your mic sounds rather bad today. Worse than usual, I think. I don't know what to tell you. I did unplug and replug them before starting the stream because I found...
Because the static build up, isn't it?
Yeah, the static builds up on them and then they will sound like absolute shit.
Oh, hello, Patrick, and welcome to Handsome.
Patrick's been handsome for 17 months. Why does he need to be welcomed?
He's renewed the Handsome.
No, he hasn't. That's not what that means. I've explained this to you before. That's just a message that they can do. It will tell you if they've come back. If they've sent a message, they've just sent a message. That's it.
Well, thank you for being handsome, Patrick.
As a regular listener, the mic is a bit too hot and peaking. Oh, it is actually peaking on there. I'll lower this.
How about right? You just step
and then
away,
they'll be less ready.
Just step away from the mic a bit.
Never. I will never step away from the microphone.
Step away from the microphone.
Milestone chat, muff. Anyway, these are terrible streams for terrible people. They're not supposed to be good. Like, it's intentionally bad. That's my excuse. Olsen Murphy is apparently the most handsome, and yet I don't see any iconography denoting handsomeness next to your name. So I'm not sure if I can believe you. Maybe if you spent money on a pointless fucking thing, you could prove that. But I just don't know. Point of a microphone is showing one particular source of sound while excluding all others, so a limited range promotes that goal. Thank you so much.
I want to use a vacation day tomorrow, but I hate using vacation to fix my car. Oh, yeah, that sucks.
What do you...
You have to take a vacation day in order to do something important.
I feel like that should be sick.
Yeah, that's a sick day, that is.
You get the sick day
My
because
car is
everything's...
poorly.
You can't get rid of me sick. I didn't try. I'll be honest. Always bear in mind that I probably didn't notice if someone disappeared for a while, if that's your point.
A nice plug. Thanks.
Is it a butt plug?
That's what I was thinking.
When Trump buys Greenland, I'll prove my handsome. I'm sure he will.
Why would he need to do that?
Apparently he said he would. Or something like that. I don't know.
Is it for
It's been
sale?
very
I
strange.
didn't realise it was for sale.
Blueberry orange mead. That sounds really nice. I have some orange bourbon. Is it orange bourbon? Yeah, orange bourbon, not apple bourbon. Apple bourbon is a bit sweet for my tastes. But I have some orange bourbon and it's pretty okay. It's not amazing, but...
I am not allowed to smell it.
No. Well, you weren't allowed to smell it when your lungs were really fucked up because you have asthma, and your asthma is literally triggered by the smell of oranges.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not allowed. I love oranges, and I basically just don't eat them anymore. Haven't done for a really long time because I don't want to kill Mrs. Sick. I know it's weird. It's almost like I like having her around or something.
Well, you know how to get rid of me then.
The Jack Daniel's honey whiskey was pretty good. I think it's fucking disgusting. I'll be completely honest. All honey-based whiskies that I've tried are just really way too fucking sweet for me. I mean, I have discovered that I have quite a strong sense of taste, so maybe it's just that, but they taste kind of fucking gross to me. Way too much sweetness in them. It's a bit like
lemons are danger because they're related to oranges. Nope, just oranges.
Yeah, no, she can eat lemons.
My asthma is allergy asthma, and it has very specific triggers.
Yeah, oranges just happen to be one. Other citrus doesn't care.
And golden retrievers.
Yeah.
That's the only dog that seems to affect me.
But you can hand Mrs. Sick a slice of lime or slice of lemon, and she'll just eat it.
I just eat it, yeah.
She's crazy. I don't understand it. I have a very strong sweet tooth. I mean, if you enjoy it, good for you. I think that they're wasting perfectly good whiskey on that. But I suppose if it's already been done, there's not much I can do about it. I want to troll the Karen living downstairs. How would you achieve that? Do you want me to shout their name?
Just put the speaker to the ground.
You put the speaker on the floor, and I'll just shout their name over and over again. A horse driving a shoe. I mean, I've seen Salvatore Ganacci driving a shoe with a horse in it, but it had various other animals.
I like that song.
I like that song too. It involves humans getting hit with cars and punched in the face. It's pretty good. I love eating limes. You love it. Is it like your favorite thing? Is it your hobby, your pastime, your muse, your flame? You can always add more whiskey. I'd rather just have the whiskey without the horrible flavor that I don't like in it. It's the other thing. I fucking hate. I've decided I am fully on board with the idea that I fucking hate all of those whiskey sweets. Your Jack Daniels fudge, and another one that had fucking I think it had Fireball in a chocolate bar, and all these other ones. It's just fucking nasty. I think I don't like super sweet flavors with whiskey. I think it just ruins the taste of the whiskey. It's fucking gross for the most part. I don't mind a bit of sweetness, but some of it is so gross. Key lime chocolate is amazeballs, I would imagine.
Lime chocolate is really nice.
Rum fudge is yummy. I'd be willing to try it, but there's a real good chance I'd be like, that's just as gross as the other ones.
Rum is basically just sugar cane. So
True. I could imagine it being pretty nice.
It probably would work better.
Like, of sweet things that are alcohol-based, I quite like Malibu, but I really like coconut. Like, coconut is, like, super yummy to me. So it might just be because it's that simple. Whiskey, chocolate, milk. I'd have to consider it. I have had whiskey and hot chocolate. That's really nice.
That's probably similar to what it is.
But I don't know. I think part of it is when you get those sweets with whiskey in them, it's usually the cheapest fucking shit they can find. I bet all the branded ones aren't actually real branded whatever. It's just some cheap knockoff one. Because it's gross. It's like actually nasty. Why do you hate sweets? I don't hate sweets. I love sweets. I am a big fan of chocolate. But I shouldn't be. Whiskey and hot chocolate sounds immense, to be fair.
It's quite nice.
If it's a good whiskey, it's really tasty. Like, it's a very... I like to have particularly strong hot chocolate. Like, I am definitely one of those persons, when it says heaped spoons, I'm like, I consider that a challenge. 4 heaped spoons, you fucking damn right. There we go, that's a mountainous... I like sugarcane, but I won't have teeth when I get old. Why don't you just brush your teeth in between it?
No, don't do that.
What, brush their teeth?
No, because the problem is because when you brush your teeth become soft.
Oh, no, I thought it was when you eat something, your teeth become soft.
Pretty much anything. Yeah, if you drink and eat anything, your teeth will become soft. And then if you instantly brush your teeth after eating and drinking something...
Right, well, at least just brush your teeth eventually.
The toothbrush can be very abrasive on your teeth and it can wreck your enamel. You're not supposed to do that.
Whiskey is one of the few alcohols I can drink. I just prefer making mead. It's fun. I would imagine making mead is pretty fun. I've never had it. I think part of it is because the only ones I've seen were like a £10 a bottle, and that seems really inexpensive. And I have learned my lesson. Like I said about cheap whiskey in the sweetie versions, they're really nasty. So I imagine that if I had cheap, I'd have to go somewhere that sells like the good stuff, and then I'd try mead, and maybe it would be nice.
So we have to go to Nordic land.
It just has to be like a high class pub, I guess. I was once educated. Took me years to recover from it, but I did learn enough to cause harm to myself and others. That is the way to do it. Best hot chocolate I ever had was in Amsterdam. It was basically warmed up chocolate milk. Chocomel. Yep, it's Dutch. I've had Chocomel. It's very reminiscent of Mars drink, but I don't think you can get Mars drink anymore. It's tasty. I would definitely have that heated up with whiskey in it. That sounds lush. What is your favourite dinosaur? I feel... Don't let anybody judge you for your favourite dinosaur, especially when your favourite dinosaur is the classic T-Rex. But it is. That's mine. I think that they're awesome. I love their little arms, and I love seeing pictures of them trying to make a bed because it's fucking adorable.
I want to know what my favourite dinosaur is.
You don't know what your favourite dinosaur is?
Do you want to know?
Oh, do I want to know? Sure.
I don't know why, but it is...
Allosaurus Rex.
Parasaurus Rollophus or something? I can't... There's something like that. But they have like a banana-shaped back of their head.
Oh my god, don't even bring up bananas.
Banana. Give me your banana.
Give me your banana.
But
see if anybody knows what that reference is.
When I was a kid, I used to have loads of dinosaur figurines, and that was my favourite one. I don't know why.
Yeah. The only thing I remember about having when it comes to dinosaur, aside from I had the Megazord for Power Rangers, and obviously the red one was the dinosaur one, so it was always the coolest one. Even I mean, they're all dinosaurs. I just remembered that the T-Rex one, because of obviously, But then the giant fucking T-Rex I had gotten for a Christmas that sat under my desk, and it had the shiniest white eyes and teeth and scared the shit out of me. Oh my god. I don't think I'll ever get over that fucking thing.
This is sick talk about Egyptian hot chocolate. I've never had it. There you go. I spoke about it now.
Bananas prove the existence of God. I mean, that is true because what's his name said it. I got 3 dozen bananas at home. See, you all think we're referencing Ray Comfort. We are not. Give me your banana is a different reference. It is from something else. You've probably seen it. You
have to be a weeb to understand.
You wouldn't have to be a weeb. But you might be someone who's been on Netflix and it keeps coming up and you go, if it's popular on Netflix, it's probably shit because normies like it. But actually it's good. It's called Dandadan, and I will tell you nothing about it apart from the fact that Give Me Your Banana is hilarious. And it does mean exactly that. A wise person once said, "Don't let a fucking cat bite you, idiot." I did not listen. 3 operations later, I have a nice collection of sutures in my arm. This sounds like a true story. Have you seen Dandadan? Exactly. It was Dandadan, and it's good. It's actually really entertaining. It starts off with some fucking, I don't want to say yikes, but just wow at the start. Like, there's sexual assault aliens and sexual assault ghosts. That's like how it starts.
You should watch it.
But it's really good. At least what we've watched of it. People are like really glad that it's on Netflix. That's a good one to watch. We watched it randomly, and then we watched like 5 or 6 episodes. Part of that was just me going, "Oh my god, I like the thing." I think I suggested it once. Problematic sexual assault scenes, but yeah, we were talking about that. But it happens to both characters at the same time. And for one character, I was like, "Holy shit, that's so bad." And the other character, I thought it was hilarious. And then I realized, oh fuck, I'm an asshole. It happens to a girl, and it was like, "Oh god, that's awful." And then it happens to a boy, and it's like, he lost his penis, which is wrong. But it shows how fucked up your brain can become.
Stop doing spoilers now.
It's so early on. And I think it's the kind of thing that would sell some people on it. Someone gets their penis ate, but not like in a gory fashion, just in a weird ghost fashion. No sexual assault hamsters. Not that I'm aware of, but we haven't watched that far into it. But it's good. It's actually genuinely really good.
We're also watching Normy shit because we're watching Squid Game as well.
Yes, but Squid Game is actually genuinely really good.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes things are popular because they're good. I know, it's weird.
It's actually a good story.
It's like the opposite of what happened to my channel. I don't know why people watch this, but yeah. Seagulls with lasers. Is that how they mine things? That was a very angry bird. Don't blame the bird. The handler had them out in the petting area when they knew that he hated children. What the fuck? Hulu, as of today, has the most Macross library available, except for the original show. I don't know what Macross is. It sounds like a type of motorcycle thing. Don't expect me to know things. I know so few things unless it's about technology. Sorry, I was talking about a cockatiel that bit my index finger off when I was 4. Oh my god! I thought someone else got attacked by a cat. Yeah, don't... That's the other thing. Don't expect me to keep up with chat. Because I won't. I'm very bad at... Especially when chat's going fast and actually people are talking. No biology? No biology of what? Now I'm so confused.
No, there's no biology.
Pick up your Macross and bear it. Fuck's sake.
So sick is pure spirit.
Don't expect me to know things. We need that on a t-shirt so we have something to give flat earthers for their birthdays. Better than the dog that mauled me at 8. You should stay the fuck away from animals.
Oh, I got mauled.
Oh no, that's a different person. I thought it was the same person.
I got mauled by a dog as well.
Oh.
But I was wearing a very thick coat, so it couldn't get through the coat.
I got mauled by a small skiing Romanian boy. And I say mauled, I crashed into him and he didn't get hurt and I got really badly hurt. I blame him. Super Dimensional Fortress Macross was one of the 3 anime shows adapted as Robotech in the 1980s. Okay, thank you.
That's like super weeb, that is. We're like low tier weeb.
Like, there's certain things that we like, but we're not like that into it. I mean, what's bad, and I've been criticised for it, is that I like My Hero Academia. It's good. I like Midoriya. He is fun. He's a good boy. I also like All Might.
All Might is my favourite.
Young Midoriya! I have a passive-aggressive cat who gives me the evil eye. Do you deserve it, though? Yeah. It's like, just talking about liking Normie shit. There's, like, the internet level of Normie, and sometimes I feel like that. Whenever we've talked about porn, the chat is always just way more degenerate than anything I ever expect. And at least someone knows of the most, like, I'll find a new word and I'll go, oh, I found out about this the other day. It's like, you've only just found out about that. What are you, new? It's like, oh.
My sister once got bitten by a moose / meese.
That is a reference to fucking Holy Grail. I am almost 100% sure. I once cut my finger down the bone while sharpening a pencil with a razor blade. Ow!
You don't do damage to hands, do you?
I've had quite a lot of damage to my hands.
Yeah, but you don't like... You're quite squeamish with things like that.
I don't like damage to hands because I don't like the idea of like losing parts of my hands. But I've had so many things smashed over the top of my hands. I've got so many scars from basically cleaning cups and glasses.
Yeah, you always end up like breaking them when you're holding them.
Well, one of the times I was being goaded by an asshole, and then the glass smashed over my hand and made me bleed a lot. And then another time I was cleaning a cup that was gifted to me that had a picture of the belly scan, I can't think what the word is, of Mrs. Sick when she was pregnant with my little girls. Ultrasound, that's the word.
Not like a picture of my belly.
Not just a picture of Mrs. Sick's belly, but the inside of it, where you could see the babbers. And it broke while I was cleaning it and just sliced into my finger quite badly. I was like, oh, my favourite cup tried to kill me. That's nice.
Doesn't this dislike eye-related things, putting contacts in? I don't like the idea of putting contacts in, mainly just because I'm a forgetful person. And I would probably keep them in by accident.
Don't like damage to eyes, but I can touch my eyeballs and it doesn't bother me. I'm not squeamish about eyes themselves.
I don't like touching eyeballs because that's a great way to get an infection.
But like if someone gets like their eyeball exploded, that's pretty fucked.
No, I don't care about that.
The nuns in Catholic school continually smacked my knuckles with a pointer or ruler.
I'm not.
Oh, the nuns in Catholic school were wankers. You could have made that much shorter.
Like, I'm not that squeamish compared to you, am I?
It depends on the thing. We just have different things that bother us. You cannot stand the sound of like smacking lips.
No, that's
like
disgusting.
That shit drives you crazy. It doesn't even remotely bother me.
It's horrible.
There's just different things that bother. Horses for courses, as they say.
When I hear it, I have to have context. Like, if somebody's drinking something and they're slurping, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Right, my brain can feel happier. I've connected the dots, it makes sense. If somebody just making lip smacking sounds for the sake of it, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop. It really bothers me.
Oh, I'll tell you what will bother any anime fans who've stuck around long enough with my Normie shit. I also watch dubs. Fuck you. Mrs. Sick will watch subs. Like, I'll watch subs if there's literally nothing else available and it's something I want to watch.
No, I just watch both.
I like a lot of, especially a lot of modern ones. They're like actually quite good. Yes, it's not the same. Yes, it misses out some of the delicate context of it. But if it's good enough, I don't want to read the bottom of the screen. It doesn't do anything for me. Especially with the stuff I prefer tends to be quite visually...
Maybe that's why I don't mind, because I always have subtitles on. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah. Although subtitles on with a dub is so fucking distracting sometimes.
That can be distracting.
The Dandadan one is... I mean, it's got the same feeling. You know, they keep it in line with what it's supposed to mean. But they'll use very different phrases.
The interpretation on the dub was probably better, though.
Yeah.
It's funnier.
It doesn't bother me unless the dub is bad. Unless the dub is really bad, and then it can be entertaining in its own way. But yeah. Team dub. I don't speak Japanese. Why would I read subs? I mean,
I like to learn new words, though. So I like to learn Korean words or Japanese words. So
I tell you what's been a really good dub of a thing. Not an anime, but a video game series. The Yakuza ones. I've seen people say that they're bad, but they're not. They're really good. They make them very entertaining. And the most recent ones...
Especially with Ichiban.
Yeah, Ichiban is...
Oh, that voice acting. Oh my god. It's so good.
Like, I've watched bits of him... Of scenes of him... When... There's a few minutes. There's the Showbass one, which is still amazing. I probably got the words wrong. But so much of it is good.
Oh yeah, Psyche K was really good. The dub on that's really good, yeah.
So the original dub was really good, and then there was a follow-up season which had completely different actors, and it's fucking terrible. It's really, really bad and so disappointing. I've tried watching it like 3 times, and it's just... I watched Squid Games in Korean with English subtitles because the dub was so bad. I think it's fine.
I should rewatch Squid Games in Korean because I can't watch it with you. You'd prefer having the dub on, so
yeah. It didn't bother me. I thought it was fine.
Well, there's no point reading Japanese. I cannot read Japanese, and Japanese is incredibly difficult to learn.
Well, I mean, when you're coming from something with the Latin/Greek/whatever alphabet to something that's just a completely different kind of alphabet that's going...
It's not just the alphabet, though. It's the way they construct their sentences in Japanese is very different.
Yeah, but my point is that you're starting at a disadvantage.
And also that when you're counting different things, you have to change the word completely because to give context for what you're counting. And it changes what it sounds like, and it's just like, why? What's the point of doing that? To stick to English.
On Sky News, a guy from Yorkshire had subtitles due to his accent. I have seen that, and that does make me laugh. It makes me laugh more when I think the person is perfectly understandable. Urusei Yatsura dub was cancelled after the first episode because it was so bad. Why not make it better? I don't understand. I remember watching Dragon Ball in the anime club on second-hand VHS in the original Japanese. Second-hand VHS? Do you mean that it was literally a VHS someone had bought and then sold? Or do you mean like copied on a copied VHS? The only tricky part of Japanese I found was the whole giving and receiving thing. So many charts.
I actually read so fast my girlfriend gets mad because she'll be at 40 pages in and I'll be done. I have a thing when I'm reading where my brain refuses to let me read this full sentence. I have to keep restarting the sentence over and over and over, and it takes forever for me to read things because I don't process what I'm reading properly. So, but one thing I found out is there's this font which is for dyslexic people. Like, I'm not dyslexic, but when I put that on, I can read so fluently. I'm like, oh my god, I'm reading so fast now.
Well, apparently it's not just for dyslexic people, but it also helps if you have the neurospices of various degrees.
It's when you have visual processing issues, I guess.
Squid Game. Sirsik is contestant 0001. So I'm not even the one who's like the guy. I'm even more zero than that. Awesome. I remember breaking VHS tapes. The players don't work. I found it in some rich guy's basement. Yeah, I remember VHS from way back in the day. The other one, I don't remember if it had the same thing as cassette tapes where you had to wind it back in with a pencil kind of thing. But I do remember seeing one have the shit just come out of it. Sick as contestant 6969. Can't I just be 069, or are they dead? I don't know yet. How fast do people read? I think I read fast, and it still takes me forever. I think a lot of it is... Oi, spoilers, bad Sick. I said I'm not the guy. And it's like in the first episode you'll find out about that character.
There are techniques to help you read faster. Like there's these people in university, they learn techniques in order to like process information quicker by just skimming over information.
I always find shorthand to be fascinating.
Oh, shorthand, yeah, yes, yeah.
Like I only just discovered recently that doctors have a type of shorthand that they use, which is why their writing is completely incomprehensible. It's actually supposed to look like that, and that if you show it to a pharmacist, they'll know exactly what it says because they know how to read it as well. Read fast, count slow, baby. I don't know how fast I read. I don't think I read like immensely fast, but I read fine.
I think I always thought I read fine, but apparently I read slow. But with finding out that maybe I just needed the font to look different. I actually read quite fast now, but with numbers I'm terrible. If I have to calculate numbers, I am really slow at that, but if I have to recognize patterns in numbers, I'm pretty fast at that.
Remember when there was a law passed that requires doctors to write better, but it's not about better. Do I take song requests? No.
I'll see you later, tribal bongos.
Oh, are they off?
Yeah.
Bye. Enjoy our day. It's the end of the day, so no.
You take song requests, you start singing Breaking the Law, but in the karaoke style of Kazuma.
I think it's just in the club style. I read fast at school. I was always a page ahead of everyone else. And then you wondered why you didn't know what the fucking teacher was talking about. Did you just put a page forward? I don't know what the first page of the book says, but I know that stuff happens. I don't know who these characters are, though.
However slow you might read, remember that you read more than any flat earth or spirit science viewer.
That is very true. And you can read. I believe I can read it. I'll just match the names of the medicine later, like a holy being should. I mean, fair enough.
Dyscalculia, perhaps. Yeah, I think I might have dyscalculia. I'm not sure. I am terrible when it comes to calculating. Sick,
do you like so bad they're good horror films? Have you seen Lair of the White Worm? I have not seen Lair of the White Worm. I don't know about horror films specifically, but there's a few so bad they're good.
He likes comedy horror.
Yeah, generally comedy horror is pretty fun. I mostly prefer good films. Like, I don't tend to go out of my way to watch something shit for the sake of it. But I will watch Street Fighter 2, the movie. The Street Fighter, what is it, Street Fighter 2 or just the Street Fighter movie? Whatever it's called. The one with, of course, in it, is actually amazing. Most of it's terrible, but some of it is just fucking perfect.
Can you crimp? It's like Mighty Boosh.
Oh, I thought you meant like just
Thing is, as soon
having
as
pieces
I saw
of paper
the word
folded
crimp, my
together.
brain started doing the stupid song from one of the shows. It's like, why is that embedded in my brain?
The only one of those I know is the Captain Cabinets one, which technically isn't. Will he get out? Can he get out? Of course he will. I did download Mighty Boosh, so we should have it now. Did everyone at school, when you had to read out loud to the class, everyone struggled to say more than a few words and stumble over the easiest words? I don't really remember that.
I was terrible at reading out loud because I was so anxious. Because I don't like when all eyes are on me. I get incredibly flustered about it.
Could you learn to love me? I'm old Greg. I'm gonna hurt you. What? I'm not gonna hurt you. Or, do you ever drink Baileys from a shoe? That shit is mental. It's the kind of thing that you reference at each other, and the people who don't know just look at you like you're completely out of your fucking mind. Best kind.
How are the sicklings these days? They're pretty good.
Yeah, they went. Well, technically, they went back to school last week from Christmas, but everything was so frozen over everywhere that the school was closed for a few days. So that was interesting. Bit of home learning. But they actually did really well this time. The difference between their old school, because they moved up to big school, secondary or high school or whatever you want to call it, and it's been such a good difference for them, mostly because they're just a much better equipped school to actually help and do stuff. So even home learning, because home learning like during COVID was a fucking chore.
I think because they have a system which is a lot more interactive, it kind of helps their ADHD brain. Whereas generally just normal school stuff is better because it's a bigger school. They have access to a lot more students, so they've had more opportunities to actually get friends with other special needs kids.
Yeah. And
that has helped massively for their self-esteem as well.
Yeah, so basically generally doing a lot better. It's good.
Yeah.
The movie Lair of the White Worm has almost nothing to do with the book, but interestingly Bram Stoker wrote it while he was literally dying and going insane. I mean, that's the only way to write a book, let's be fair.
We have to watch that now.
Yeah, but apparently it's got nothing to do with the book. Like, reading the book might be better.
I'd read the book.
I'd read a book.
Not now that I have my
She has a book reader. I bought her one.
An e-reader
for Christmas, kind of. Seen Rings of Power? No, I never bothered. Everybody absolutely shit on it, so I assumed it wasn't amazing. Generally speaking, like, I'm very, very picky. Like, there's a reason that we watched an episode of Dandadan. It turned out to be really good, and I watched a shitload of it. Because when I find something I like, I watch the shit out of it. If it's something bad, I feel so annoyed that I've wasted my time.
Sick is not very good at going to new things.
I have concerns with them being shit. And I don't like wasting my time because my time...
Usually I have to find new things and then we watch them together. And I get to repeat watch it, which makes me happy.
Yeah, she does like a repeat watch. But you didn't watch any of Dandadan before we watched it, did you?
No, I didn't see any. All I saw was people praising the fact that it's Netflix. It's on Netflix because they were happy that it's going to be given to more people. Because they were like, yes, finally, I get to share my love with the world type thing.
Yeah. Rings of Power is an abomination. Yeah, like I said, so I've heard. Started watching Goosebumps, the Vanishing show yesterday. It's actually quite good. I remember Goosebumps in general was like pretty good for a kids thing.
I can't remember what his name is. It's
Uh,
got Ross in it from Friends.
the guy who plays Ross in
Yeah.
it. I don't. I can't remember his name. My brain knows his name, and it's not
Chat will
telling.
help us out.
Yeah. All that, or they'll be like, yeah, I can't remember.
There we go, David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer. I wonder if he's ironically a poor swimmer. That would be amazing. But he's in hardly fucking anything. But to be fair,
I really like Goosebumps as a kid, so maybe I should watch this one.
Ross from Friends is the dad. Okay. I got the peer pressure to watch Isekai. Now I'm concerned too. What a waste of time. Yeah. It's good to know if I don't like something, but I really hate the experience of not enjoying something. It's usually a case of just being bored out of my fucking mind.
If you don't get any dopamine out of it, you're just like, no, bored now.
Bored,
and then you get really more frustrated.
I get really frustrated, but I'm also... It's one of the few things that I can be quite stubborn with, is that I will push myself through something I don't like. Because I've started...
Usually complaining, though.
Let's find out. We tried watching... Was it Mum and Dad, or whatever it was called?
Oh, the Nicolas Cage one, yeah.
This Nicolas Cage film about parents trying to kill their own kids. Sounds amazing. It was called a comedy. I think the problem was that it was called a comedy, and it is not fucking funny. Like, not a moment of it was funny at all. It had quite good tension building, but because we were expecting a comedy, and it's kind of what we went in for that day, it wasn't fucking funny at all. We watched something straight after it that was hilarious, and it's like, yeah, that's what I expect if something calls itself a fucking comedy.
Yeah, Black Books is really good.
Oh, Black Books was always amazing. Some of the shit from that is just outrageous, always made me laugh. Fight the Flat Earth is live too. Hard to tune out this smexy voice though. I mean, I don't know what he does in his live streams, but it's probably not as terrible.
Whatever this mess is.
Yeah. Some people think The Exorcist is a comedy. I think the ending of The Exorcist is very funny.
I can see why, because it...
Oh, there's a bit where she's doing something with a crucifix and shouting, "Let Jesus fuck you." And that was pretty goddamn funny.
Yeah.
Like, dark as fuck, but funny. I was watching some geezer video about Russell Brand. Any thoughts on your fellow Brit? Russell Brand was an okay comedian, and then he just decided to be... I don't fucking know. His opinions on philosophy are not generally that great. He's a deeply unimpressive thinker. Catholic horror always cracks me up. Do you mean like the stuff that's trying to be really fucked up and it goes all the way around to being hilarious? I just arrived and someone mentioned an anime classic, Area 88. Tell you what a classic is, Wicked City. We watched that a while back, we mentioned.
That was really good, actually.
Something Mrs. Sick saw as a kid, got a very short way into it, went, "Oh, there's boobies, this is too old for me," and stopped watching, but always remembered. And then as we...
It wasn't the boobies, it was the sex scene. I was like, yeah, I shouldn't be watching.
Oh, okay. Either way, we were like... we've been looking for movies, and it was like, oh, there's that one.
Stop watching it right before it got actually good.
It immediately gets fucking amazing after that sex scene, like fucked up amazing, and it's pretty entertaining, and also really dumb, like really, really dumb at little moments. Like someone gets their arm shot off, and instead of being like, "Oh, my arm was shot off, this sucks," he went, "It's okay, it was just my robot arm." In this super fucking weird, or we want to get a certain rating kind of way, like it, like you know, like they do with animes for Western audiences.
Oh, like they did with Berserk.
And they'll cut out weird shit, or like
the Berserk, they tamed down the anime so much.
Yeah. But but then in that same film, there's like really, really strong sex scenes. It's like it's one or the other. Jesus Christ. Anyway, was trying to poke you a little bit. I don't usually catch the lies, but I watch everything you release. Not trying to be Dr. Feel Bad because you read my comment on stream. Okay. What did I do? All right. Yeah. No. But yeah, the battlefield is littered with the stunned. Okay, thank you. A daft movie where this woman has a machine gun for a leg. That sounds very familiar.
That does sound familiar.
That sounds really familiar. I don't remember what the fucking plot was, but I remember there was a film called Tank Girl in the 90s, and I don't remember what that was about.
Some movies are okay. You kind of just have to find them, because the problem is movies are the field of movies is very oversaturated, so you kind of have to like wade through a load of shit in order to find the good ones. And there are some gems out there. It's just you have to kind of work to find them.
So I'm having a feeling that there are numerous movies with women with machine guns for legs, because so many people have answered and every answer is different.
Is that a fetish thing?
That is really fucking funny. Why does it have to be the leg? Dude gets his face blown off and it's ridiculous. I mean, it's generally pretty ridiculous. There is something about like the old ultra-violence, which is usually very funny. Over-the-top violence is just the best kind of violence.
Yeah, like a bit like in The Boys.
When it's so outrageously violent that it stops making you feel bad and is just hilarious, is the kind of like seeing people suffer is horrible. Seeing someone vaporized is generally pretty funny. Tank Girl was about the resource of water, and you could drink the water from a person with the weapon they had. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was that. Tank Girl was a British comic. I knew it was a comic, but I also know that it was it was a film. And it was that one from, I think it was that one from Baywatch, and I can't remember her name. Pamela Anderson? I think that was it. I could be completely wrong. It might be someone completely different. You want violence? Watch Elfen Lied. We watched a bit, and then we just stopped for some reason.
It's probably because we found something else.
I think it got a bit tedious. I think it has one thing, which is the ghosty hands and the ultra violence, and it's just like I don't remember there being much more to it, and I think we might have gotten bored. I
think it's the same thing when we watched She, the Ultimate Weapon.
We watched all of She, the Ultimate Weapon, and we stopped because we ran out. But that is I don't remember it being good.
We only watched it for the violent bits.
We only watched it because it was really cheap, and it was in CEX, and this was before we had the internet.
True, yeah.
So it was a big DVD box set and a bunch of stuff to watch. And for what we needed, I guess it was fine. Homelander lasering entire crowds is hilarious. You what?
Laurie Petty was Tank Girl. Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, okay. See, that's how bad my fucking memory is. That is so long ago. Ice-T was a kangaroo man in Tank Girl. I thought he already... I don't know. Homelander was great. Homelander is generally a very well-cast character in The Thing. The Boys has been very, very entertaining.
I watched a whole thing about Homelander's, like, Anthony Starr's, like, portrayal.
Yeah.
Saying how, like, a lot of it's to do with, like, subtlety.
Yes.
And the thing is, I'm terrible with facial expressions. I'm not very good at seeing, like, the very small micro expressions that people get. So, to me, it's just like, oh, he looks upset. And when he's clearly, obviously upset. But when he's doing his normal, like, subtle stuff, and I'm like, I don't get it.
She
I
doesn't
don't-
see it. I have
no.
to explain it to
You
her.
have to you do a lot. You have to explain like people's reasoning and motives because I don't see it on their faces.
Today's movie sucks. Cinema is dead. Not true. You just have to find the good ones. There's plenty of good movies. You just have to, yeah. The big blockbuster ones usually aren't that amazing.
There is a lot. I'm not denying there is a lot of trash.
A big part of why you won't like things is because you're not a kid anymore. And it's just kind of how it works. Because as a kid, you have no fucking taste. So everything was pretty good when you were a kid. Because you haven't seen enough stuff. But now you've seen so much stuff that you're a lot more discerning. So most of what's coming out now is going to seem a lot more trash to you. But to kids, they'll love it all. And they'll remember it being great. And then they'll watch it as adults and go, I can see how it's bad, but it makes me feel good.
It's one of those.
But
things,
all the shit now is really terrible. And it's just a
it
cycle.
was one of those things that like I was worried about. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I really liked this as a kid, and I haven't seen it since I was a kid. And I was worried that when I watched it, I wouldn't like it anymore. And I was like, nah, it's still good. It looks really fucking jank, but it's still good.
Blockbusters are made to be mid to appeal to mass audience. Exactly. But when you see them as a kid, you are that mass audience.
Oh no,
And
it's
it'll
not.
have the things
It's-
that you like.
It's definitely not face blindness. Face blindness is more like when you do not recognize people.
Yeah, this is emotional face blindness.
Like even if you're very familiar with them, you cannot remember their face unless they're right in front of you. That's face blindness.
Although at the 80s,
I
I was
don't
in my
have that.
mid-20s. That doesn't mean you had taste yet.
I'm just not very good at facial expressions and like mixing them with emotions. I'm not very good at understanding what people are feeling by just looking at them.
I wish there was a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reference in Ant-Man. Ant-Man is a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reference. The entire thing. They invented shrinking people, I think. I know that's not true, shut up. Depends on if movies have things for kids and for adults. I mean, the best kinds of movies tend to appeal. They have the jokes for the grown-ups. Because mostly they aren't completely unbearable to watch. Prosopagnosia is the term for not recognizing faces. See, I really am a retired psychologist. But yeah. Right, where are we at? Yeah. Blockbusters mid. You're not fast enough. See, what have I told you about being fast enough so I can't keep up with you? That's what's supposed to happen. Which was the better adaptation, Manhunter or Red Dragon? Well, I haven't seen either. Anyone remember the tiny people in Bride of Frankenstein? Well, I haven't seen Bride of Frankenstein. Anything with bride of in the name, unless it's, well, with bride in the name, I'm not going to have seen.
Who can't see people's faces, she sees scribbles. I have seen that. I think it was a girl. It might have been a boy, but they had depression, and it was like a visual showing of what it feels like to have depression, where you're trying to connect with people, but you can't because their faces are just like, a mess or blank or whatever.
Dredd was awesome. Dredd was awesome, and it was like a decade ago. It was ages ago now, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I bet it's...
Oh god, Dredd. I think we watched Dredd at the old flat, didn't we?
I don't remember, but it was a while ago. And,
no, it was like 2009?
2012.
2012. Okay, we were here then.
So 12 years ago.
Oh, we weren't here.
We were not here.
Yeah.
The kids were not born yet. Yeah. So yeah, that's just a real terrible thing. I finally saw Dredd over the summer. It was good. Yeah, it is good. It's genuinely really good.
It's actually really good. I was worried as well because I really liked Judge Dredd, like the one with Sylvester Stallone. But
I like the one with Sylvester Stallone as well. But the one with Sylvester Stallone is not a Dredd movie.
It was annoying because he took off his helmet.
He takes off the helmet so fast.
He's like,
it's actually ridiculous. You've got to see my face
He's
immediately.
like, it's me, Sylvester Stallone.
Anyway, on that amazing point, we're probably going to go watch some Dandadan. So we'll see you later. Bye.
Okay.
Well, it's time to go.
Yeah, but do you have to say it in such a weird way?
Yes.
Okay.